Hello, friends. If you're 60 or older and still working in Canada, you could be earning an extra $1,000 a year in CPP for the rest of your life. And Service Canada will never call to tell you. Stay with me until number 6, because that's the one most people get completely backwards. Number 1. The benefit almost nobody claims because they don't know it exists. The post-retirement benefit. Most Canadians believe that once you start collecting CPP, you're done. The amount is locked, and any CPP taken off your paycheck after that is money down the drain. That is completely false. Every year you work while collecting CPP and pay into the plan, you earn a brand new lifetime benefit called the post-retirement benefit, or PRB. In 2026, one full year of contributions at the maximum adds $54.69 a month. That's $656.28 a year, added to your check permanently, indexed to inflation for the rest of your life. Take Dave, a machinist in Hamilton who kept working from 62 to 65 while collecting CPP. 3 years of maximum contributions handed him 3 separate PRBs, roughly $1,968 a year, indexed for as long as he lives. He nearly canceled at 62 because a coworker swore it was wasted money. That one bad tip would have cost him close to $2,000 a year. And here's the part that stuns people. It's paid even if you already get the maximum CPP. Regular CPP has a ceiling. The PRB sits on top of that ceiling. So a retiree already getting the max, about $1,433 a month, can still grow their check just by working. The typical mistake? Someone sees CPP deducted at 62 and tells their boss to stop it, thinking they're being robbed. They're not. They're buying a raise. 1 year buys about $650 a year for life. 2 years, and you're over that $1,000 mark. You don't even apply. Service Canada adds it automatically every January. But because no letter explains it, most people never connect the deduction on their stub to the small bump in their January check. Number 2. You are not paying for this raise alone. When you see CPP come off your paycheck, you're only seeing half the story. For every dollar you contribute, your employer is legally required to match it, dollar for dollar. In 2026, an employee pays 5.95% on earnings up to the yearly maximum, and the employer pays another 5.95% on top. Picture someone earning $50,000. They contribute 5.95% on earnings above the $3,500 basic exemption, about $2,767 a year, and their employer quietly drops in the same $2,767. That's $5,534 flowing into the plan on their behalf every year, and a slice of it keeps building PRB. There's almost nowhere else in your financial life where someone hands you a 100% match on money that then pays you, indexed to inflation, until the day you die. If you're self-employed, the rule is different, and this is where people get caught. You pay both halves the full 11.9% because you're both the worker and the boss. A self-employed contractor near the maximum pays well over $7,000, but deducts the employer half, roughly $3,700, on their tax return, which softens the blow. The mistake self-employed Canadians make is assuming the whole contribution is a dead loss. It isn't. Half is deductible, and all of it still builds your PRB. So whether you're on a payroll or running your own shop, the money coming off the top is not a tax you'll never see again. It's forced savings with a match or a deduction attached, and it comes back to you every month for life. Number 3. If you're between 60 and 64 and took your CPP early, you don't get a choice here, and that's actually good news. Under the rules, if you're under 65, collecting CPP, and still working, contributing is mandatory. You cannot opt out. A lot of people hear that and feel trapped. They took CPP at 60 for early cash flow, they're still working part-time, and now they see CPP still coming off their pay. It feels wrong, but run the numbers. Consider Marie, who took CPP at 60 and kept a part-time job paying $22,000. Each year she contributes about $100 and earns a partial PRB. By 65 she'd stacked 5 of them, adding several $100s a year she'll draw into her 90s. Say you contribute for those 5 years from 60 to 65 while working. Each of those years buys its own post-retirement benefit, stacking one on top of the other. By 65, you could be looking at several $100s a year in extra, permanent, inflation-protected income, money that keeps paying long after those contributions are behind you. The break-even is quick. Most people recover what they paid in within a handful of years, and everything after that is pure gain for life. The mistake here is emotional, not financial. People resent the deduction and hunt for a loophole to stop it, when the smarter move is to treat it as a savings plan the government is forcing on you in your favor. You can't stop it before 65 anyway, so the only real question is whether you understand what it's buying. And what it's buying is a raise you'll collect for decades. And remember what I said about number 6. The belief that working past 65 is pointless once you hit the CPP maximum. Hold that thought, because it's the most expensive mistake on this list. Number 4. The reason this quietly turns into $1,000 a year and more. Every year stacks, and every year is protected from inflation. Each year you contribute doesn't replace last year's benefit. It adds a completely new one. Work and contribute at 61, you earn a PRB. Do it again at 62, you earn a second one on top of the first. Someone who works and contributes from 61 through 66 walks into their late 60s carrying 6 separate benefits. At the maximum, around $3,937 a year landing every month on top of base CPP. At roughly $650 a year each at the maximum, 3 years of contributions clears the $1,000 mark, and 5 or 6 years can push your extra income well past $2,000 or $3,000 a year for life. And here's the protection most people miss. Like your base CPP, every one of these benefits is indexed to inflation each January. So they don't shrink in real terms as prices climb. They grow with them. The common mistake is thinking 1 year is too small to bother with. On its own, $50-something a month sounds minor. But the whole point is that you're not doing it once. You're stacking it year after year, and each layer is permanent and inflation-proof. People who understand this keep working just a little longer, on purpose, because they can watch their guaranteed check grow with every year they stay on the job. Number 5. The form that lets you throw this raise away and the people who sign it by mistake. Once you turn 65, the rules change. From 65 to 70, contributing becomes voluntary. To stop, you file one form with the Canada Revenue Agency, Form Captain 30, election to stop contributing to the Canada Pension Plan. You give a copy to your employer, send the original to CRA, and if you have more than one employer, every one of them needs a copy. You can't contribute at one job and opt out at another. It takes effect the first day of the month after you file. Here's where money gets left on the table. A retiree in Regina filed CPT 30 at 65 to pocket an extra $230 a month, then kept working 3 more years anyway. Those 3 years would have added roughly $1,968 a year for life. He traded a few $1,000s of short-term cash for far more permanent income. What they don't realize is they're switching off the exact machine that's been building their lifetime raise. File CPT 30 and you stop earning new post-retirement benefits entirely. The other trap is timing. You can only make one change per calendar year, so opt out in a rush, change your mind, and you may be stuck until next year. So who should actually file it? Someone whose cash flow is genuinely tight and can't spare the contribution today. Or someone stopping work within months anyway. But if you're healthy, still earning and expect a normal retirement, filing CPT 30 to save 5.95% now usually means giving up far more over the years ahead. Don't sign that form on a whim. Understand exactly what you're switching off first. Number 6. The one most people get completely backwards. Ask almost any Canadian and they'll tell you the same thing. Once you've hit the maximum CPP, there's no point contributing anymore, because you can't go any higher. That belief is wrong, and it costs people the most money on this entire list. Here's the truth. The maximum applies to your base CPP retirement pension, the part you built during your career. The post-retirement benefit is not part of that pension, and is not capped by it. It sits completely outside the ceiling. So a 66-year-old, already collecting the absolute maximum of about $1,433 a month, who keeps working and keeps contributing, still earns a brand new PRB every year, right up until 70, when contributions stop for good. Run that to age 70, and it's 4 or 5 more benefits, up to about $3.281 a year in fresh permanent income built on a check they were told was frozen. People assume maxed out means done. It doesn't. It means your base is done. Your ability to grow the check through post-retirement benefits stays wide open until 70. So the person who says, "I'm already at the max, why keep paying in?" is walking away from a guaranteed employer-matched inflation-indexed raise for no reason but a misunderstanding. Between 65 and 70, that's up to 5 more years of stacked benefits built on top of a check they thought was frozen. This is the single most counterintuitive fact about CPP, and exactly the one Service Canada will never phone to explain. If you take one thing from this video, take this. Hitting the maximum is not the finish line. As long as you're working and under 70, every year still buys you more. So here's your one step this week. Pull out your most recent pay stub, find the CPP deduction, and confirm you're building post-retirement benefits. And if you're past 65, decide on purpose whether to keep contributing or file Captain 30 instead of letting it happen by accident. That single check could be worth thousands over your retirement. If this helped you, subscribe and share it with someone over 60 who's still working. They need to see this before they sign anything.